The family at 33 Cherry Street has significantly disrupted my life since moving in shortly before the pandemic. They frequently park their visitors' vehicles in front of my house, taking away the space where I used to sit and enjoy my property. This is despite having plenty of other options, including parking in front of their own house on Mechanic Street. Their actions feel intrusive, scaring away the wildlife I used to enjoy watching and feeding at night. I am the only one on the block who own both sides of the street. They have also made me feel uncomfortable by staring at me when they arrive while I sit on my porch, as though I am the problem. Knowing I spend my time out front, they still choose to park right in front of me instead of near others they are friendly with, like the Bergmans. I don't even park at my own house or have visitors, as I prefer to keep to myself and generally dislike social interactions, particularly with men and boys. Since 2020, they have caused me legal troubles through multiple setups, leading to run-ins with law enforcement restrictions on my freedoms and huge losses of money and time. Despite rarely leaving my house for years, I have never had these many issues before. I've been jailed twice during this period for protecting myself, resulting in the loss of my AK-47 and my ability to purchase firearms. Losing this outlet for self-defense, one of the few things I enjoy, has deeply affected my mental health, bringing back depression I haven't experienced since dropping out of high school, and leaving me feeling helpless, and police refuse to do anything in my favor, depriving me of my rights and leaving me open for attacks. It feels like every time I try to rebuild my life, these problems resurface. There is a recurring pattern of them flipping the narrative and accusing me of what they themselves are guilty of. Their behavior is akin to that of angry drunks and pathological liars. Theory: Bergmans, Mikey Bergman and Mike Bergman, Sr., could be trying to run some type of game and take me for a ride like I suspect they have been doing most my life, focusing too much on my situation and attempting to influence it behind the scenes through harmful gossip. Trying to sabotage my preferences, including women and relationships, while staying celibate for 20 years as I focus on getting my life together. Ruin business ventures and trying to exacerbate or provoke my dislikes, including trying to stir up or incite psychosomatic events to play games with my mind, gaslighting. Because of how open I am with my mother and how loud I have to talk to her, because she is so hard of hearing, a lot of times having to repeat things multiple times if I don't talk loud enough. I don't think Mikey does anything and seems to be meddling in my life from the background, even attributing his words and actions to me. I've never felt so alone and isolated in my life, and I can't figure out why I'm having so many issues with the police and getting arrested. Over the past 6 to 7 years, activity seems to have centered around the purchase of nearly 7 acres of land at 00 Lock Street, located across from our 2 houses. For approximately 50 years, it was owned by one or more absentee owners, and the community treated it like public land that everyone could use. Mike Trickey claimed to have known the owner and had some level of oversight of the property, whether that's true or not. Now that my mother owns it, we want to keep it private, and I am the only one allowed on the property. So, people feel at a loss and may not have even realized how little property they actually own. It started with a dispute between my mother and Mike Trickey, then myself and Mike Trickey, that I could go into more detail if needed, but ended up with Mike Trickey running from his house to confront me on my property on the Lock Street side when he got up in my face and knocked me out and fell to the ground, then came to. He was still standing over me. I got up and then he knocked me out again. I came to and he was back in the house. I got up and was walking away when he came out and then walked over to the ex-cop Thomas at 44 Cherry Street while drinking a beer out of a can. Then a group of more people, approx. 3 to 4, also followed him over to 44 Cherry Street to join him. The next day, 44 Cherry Street and Mike Tricky were talking with police PPD, most likely covering it up. No police ever came to see me or talk to me. I was 120 pounds, underweight, and no shape to fight like I was in this last situation. That is what led into the 2020 pandemic gun grab situation, where I was still recovering from the injury and head and neck problems, and was in fear of sustaining more damage. 33 Cherry Street, Phoenix, New York, 13,135. 35 Mechanic Street, Phoenix, New York, 13,135. 44 Cherry Street, Phoenix, New York, 13,135. 48 Lock Street, Phoenix, New York, 13,135. One of the significant issues, though not the only one, with the situation and the 2020 gun grab involves Mikey Bergman. Key events include 2020 gun grab on July 11-2024, Tents in the Woods on June 22-2025, abuse and harassment leading to assault on June 25. There has been no investigation into Mikey Bergman, who appears to be protected by Bergman SR, with blame being deflected. These incidents seem to occur around the same time each year. Questions remain about Mikey Bergman's role, as he seems to exhibit a range of mental disorders. There is a long-standing pattern of character assassination, smears, abuse, assaults, ambushes, and backstabbing from the Bergman family, particularly Mikey Bergman, which often becomes a family and friends affair. This seems intent on ruining both my life and my mother's happiness. He may even be trying to redirect my anger toward others to obscure his actions and cover his tracks. It appears he tries to involve himself in events in my life, attaching himself like a leech. From a young age, he has been involved in games, tricks, pranks, voyeurism, and illusions, potentially influenced by his father.